One thing that I've always told my students at the high school is that when they get to college, you need to study abroad. And that's kind of a funny thing for me to tell them to do because I didn't do that. So, in retrospect, I've regretted that as an undergrad student I didn't study abroad. I think it's a very important experience and opportunity, and it changes your worldview entirely. And I encourage my high school students to do that. So this summer I had the opportunity to do that myself, and I think I would just recommend that to students.
Not even necessarily come here, but consider studying abroad. It's a great place to come, but it's life-changing and in a good way. I mean, I've met so many kids that this is their first time traveling, and especially away from America or something like that, totally out of their comfort zones. And it does. I mean, it changed your life. It can change your life. It can change other people's lives. You change together. You grow together. And that's what's great about Cortona. I mean, we're such a small, tight-knit group that you're hanging out with everybody all night long. You're living together. You're in class together, and you're really watching people change. And you're watching yourself change. So yeah, come to Italy and allow yourself to change.
I think future students should come here with an open mind. I think that the first couple of days were the scariest part. It's kind of like freshman orientation all over again, where you feel this immense pressure to meet the right people at the right time. And if you don't meet the right people then you're not going to have any friends, and that was not the case. So I think those first couple days everyone's tired, everyone's sort of going off in different directions, but the trip really pulls itself together as time goes on. And so don't worry, I guess, if you're nervous when you first get here. And I would say think really carefully about the classes that you want to take, because what I've heard from many people is that they came here and took classes that they needed for their major and kind of wish that they had taken something else, only because it's such a fantastic opportunity to sort of like shed all of the pressure and other stuff that goes along with school in the States and just sort of explore something different.
Remember to stop and look at the view every day, no matter what.
You're gonna be in this place where you're gonna be challenged and motivated and inspired and maybe confused. And if you're gonna be in that kind of mind frame, then take something that's new and utilize what the town has to offer you and what the faculty can give you, and what your student body can, your partners in crime, like your students, your posse, what they can do for you.
And just being willing to explore and taste or try or do anything.
Even if you're not super gun-ho, you don't want to be an artist, but you want to experience, the realm of art, still come out here, because you're gonna learn something new. I mean, I don't think I've ever been so inspired in like this amount of time. Just every day I do something, I see something, I'm like, oh, I want to do like that, I want to do something like this, oh, what if I do this? You want to expand on what you do, come out here. I mean, you could be like, I never thought I'd be cast in bronze, and now I love it. And there's people I know here who they make prints and book arts or drawing, and now they're starting to work with ceramics. And they're like, oh, I discovered this new thing, and so it's a great trip to self-discovery, and you should definitely come out.
Don't skip any field trips. Don't be afraid to go anywhere else. Just take a trip, go do stuff, explore. Just don't be hesitant to do anything, because one day you won't be here and you wish you could come back.
I think one piece of advice that I'd give to people who are coming on this trip is try to just take time out of your regular schedule during the class days and just go down into the town. It's just down the hill, it's right there. There's so many interesting things to see, and there's people to meet, and you can practice a little bit of your Italian. And just trying out the food that's down there. There's so many great places to eat here in Cortona. So I'd really recommend just like putting yourself more into the Italian experience and just going for that as well.
His advice would just be, if you're on the fence about coming, just do it. I mean, I was on the fence, just thinking about internship, but decided to give this a try, and definitely glad I did, proud of myself, and loved every minute of it.
The greatest piece of advice for prospective students is come here. You can't get much simpler than that. I think, and then once you do come here, which you all should, I think the tendency that I've seen is to put a lot of pressure on yourself to be influenced. And you're actively looking for influence, and you're actively trying to bring it into your work. And my advice would be just relax and enjoy it, and make an experience. And at some point, they're going to meet up with each other. And it might not be on this trip; it might be after you get back. It might be a couple of years from now, after you've really started to understand the full nature of the experience, because it's so whirlwind here. We're on trips, we're in the classroom, we're at dinner casinos, and I feel like, I know when I got here, I was really pressured to, okay, I've got to find the one thing that is gonna change my work. The whole first 2 or 3 weeks was like, you go to the museums and scrutinizing everything, and almost to a point where you're not enjoying it because it's so. It's not a good answer. How do you say it?